Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another fantastic episode of the Connecting Greeks podcast. I almost forgot the name of our own podcast, the Connecting Greeks podcast. We want to thank everybody out there for watching and listening, for supporting us. I'm Ari. With me as always is Foti Stamos. Hello, Foti. How are you?
Yes, so Ari, I'm doing good.
Very good, very good. And
I'd be better if you remember the name of the show, but
yes, it's one of those shows that we do. I don't know. You guys will remind me along the way. But another person I forgot about, the man, the legend, Angelo Tarukas, who's floating across the seas right now. How are you, Angelo?
Somewhere, guys. How are you guys? I'm good. Parts unknown. Let's not even go where I am. I don't know where I am. Day to day. It doesn't matter. Who cares? We're out. We're alive. It's good. And always good to be here back with Greeks Connecting, or Connecting Greeks. We forgot the name of it. As you know, we bring some of the most interesting people together on our podcast. And today's no exception. This young lady has an amazing bio. Originally from Chicago, one of my favorite towns. She's a figure skating champion. She creates films. She's a DP. She does charities. There's so much, but you know what? I'm not going to sit here and do it any justice. So let's invite her to the show. Welcome to Connecting Greeks, Dimitra Korri. Thanks for coming on.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Thank you so much.
Now
go ahead, Angelo.
No. I was going to say, before we want to jump on it, I'm going to say this before we go over to the other things. Which parent is from Sparta?
My mom.
From Sparta. Your mom. That's why you're so brilliant and talented. So I'm going to point out to our
co-hosts. You're going to love that.
Because I'm from Sparta too. It's where my dad's from. And
awesome.
Fearless. So my mom's a Nishotisa from Mytilene, but the fearlessness in us comes from Sparta. And anybody I've ever talked to, not Kalimnos or wherever the hell else you guys want to talk about, because Forti's always trying to talk about I'm from Kalimnos. Who cares? The number one place in Greece is Sparta. And that makes it fearless. And when I heard everything you do, I said to myself, it's got to be her mom. She's probably from Sparta, and that's why. But no, that's great. I'm just having some fun. And and congratulations on all your accomplishments. And we've met a few times in LA because we're both living in Los Angeles. And what's going on? I mean, I don't know. You tell us, because I saw the stuff you did working on the Greek Americans with Shelley Papadopoulos and all those guys. And
well, can we do a quick rewind and just get a little bit of like your history? Like, how did you get into ice skating? How did you get into film? How did you get into all these things? Was it just something that you were passionate about your whole life and studied? Was it something that you kind of fell into? Just give us a little bit of like how you got into the stuff that you're doing today. Maybe you could start with ice skating.
Let's start with ice skating. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So I started skating when I was about 6 years old, and it's because I wanted to actually be a rhythmic gymnast, but there was no facility that offered that near my house. And my mom found an ice arena, and she was like, "Why don't you try this out? It's similar enough." And then I just kind of never stopped. Yeah, it sucked out my soul and chewed up my heart.
Yeah, I've heard that from many athletes, and you were skating at 6, and if you don't know this, but Foti didn't even know how to walk at 6, so that's pretty impressive on your end.
I still have trouble.
You still have trouble.
We'll give you some lessons. I'll teach you how to walk on the ice.
So you had a passion for it. You had a passion for ice skating because you kept it going, which a lot of kids would quit, you know?
I think it was just so challenging. And then there's always like that next level that you can get to that kind of roped me in. And then I was like, oh, now I got to become like the senior lady versus being the junior lady. And, you know, so that's what really like kept me in it, was that I like a good challenge, I think.
That's really cool. Yeah. Really cool. I mean, that's like drive and determination, which obviously you need, but not a lot of people have that. It's pretty impressive. So are you still actively skating?
I am. I actually just came back from practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For you.
Wow.
So now let me ask you, how did you get into from skating? Now you went to film school, and you do a lot of film work. You've created some amazing. I'm impressed Dimitra, that you're making your own content, because that is the key nowadays. And I think what happened after this whole COVID thing, we started to see a lot of people at home with their TikTok and whatever doing stuff. You were doing it before. And the secret now is that, well, not the secret, but the reality is to make your own content. You've been doing that for quite a while. What gave you the idea for that? You just thought, you know what, because it's not an easy business to jump into the mainstream, but when you make something and someone likes it, then everybody wants to be your best friend.
Right. Well, so I picked up a camera for the first time when I was a senior in high school. And the first project they assigned to us was to film your passion. So I filmed while skating and set up the camera on the side, recorded some jumps. And then I was like, oh, wow, this is another medium that I can use to showcase my talent. So I fell in love with film then, because it kind of helped me showcase my skating. So, yeah.
Really cool. So you decided to study film when you went to college?
Yes, against my father's wishes.
I was just going to ask you, you have Greek parents, and they seem pretty supportive of all this. My parents would be like, stuff. But your parents seem pretty supportive of this, except your dad wasn't happy about film. Why is that? Did he think like there was no future in it?
I'm not sure what it is about modern day Greek parents that kind of like try to steer kids away from the arts, is what I've noticed.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that to my kid, so.
and you shouldn't, in my opinion. I think.
Guys, Ari, if you're not a doctor, forget it. You can look like Quasimodo, but if you're a doctor, like it's like you're a filmmaker. Yeah, you're a humanitarian. You saved the bus of children. You can look like a donkey's butt. It doesn't matter. He's a doctor. They love if you're a doctor or a lawyer. It's a Greek. I know it's an ethnic thing, but it's so true. Like it's like he won an Academy Award and he was recommended by his brother is a dentist.
I mean, it's pretty accurate. But these are the pillars of education, and you know how Greeks are with education. Greeks are very, very into education. And these are the pillars of educational success and an important role. So I get it. But in my experience, and from here and listening to Dimitra, it's like, if I told them I wanted to be an ice skater or something, some athletic thing, they'd be like, you just focus on your studies. Or I want to go to school for film. No, you're going to go to school for law or accounting or, some standard kind of job. And, again, you said your dad was against it, but you did go to school for it. So he must have not been that against it. He must have been. Oh
no, he was very against it. It was my mom that's super supportive, the Spartan side.
The Spartan side.
Always like the go-getter. She's like, at the end of the day, I already know that if you major in something else and you really like this, you're gonna find a way to go back to that. True. So she was like, if you know what you want to do, then you go straight into that career.
It's very true. It's like you could go to school for a lot of things, but you tend to follow your passion, and that's the way it should be. Like your work should be your passion. So it makes sense. So,
but I'll say this, as a woman, it's even, and I don't mean to label here, but it's true. It's harder because you're expecting, now things have changed, and you're a good example for a lot of people, Dimitra, that you put your mind to do something, you do it. And I admire that in you, because that's exactly what we need to be showing people now. And adding to what Foti was saying, we say culturally, it's changing. If you go to Greece and you go to other places, you see now people are that patriarchal kind of attitude has changed to a degree. But I think for Greek parents, I won't call it a sexist thing. They just want what's best for their kids. So like my parents were the same way. They didn't, you're going to be a what? A stand-up comedian, actor, what? I mean, and I come from a family that nobody was in entertainment.
Right.
And I left like a leper child from Canada, and I still have relatives who don't know what the hell I'm doing. Even my mother doesn't even know. My mother doesn't know where I am. I mean, on vacation? No, I'm working. Why are you working there? So Do you find, Dimitra, do you get that sometimes where you're talking about things and you're, you know, whether you're competing in your figure skating career, or you're creating a project, or you're finding the time to do some great fundraising projects for the kids and this and that, do you find sometimes you're perplexing people that know you? Do you find that they're looking at you like, oh, so what do you do? Do you get that?
It's hard for people to wrap their head around the concept of an entrepreneur in general, I find. They're like, oh, you're not working a 9 to 5, you're not working. And it's like, no, I'm working when you're sleeping. I stay up till 5 a.m. every night. That's when I do most of my writing, most of my editing. And I think that's great. And I think people that are night owls should just like pursue a career that allows them to do that. Like not everybody's built for a 9 to 5. So yeah.
It's 100% true. I've been in corporate for many years, but I'm the type of person who thrives on having my own schedule. I'll actually work harder and work more hours if it's the hours that I like. So I totally get what you're saying, and it's so true. And that, you know, people should, that's what they should do. And well, you know what? Now with everything that's happening with the pandemic and how work has changed so much, and a lot more people are working.
The thing,
yeah. So these things are going to come to fruition. Like work is changing, and hopefully for the better. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, but Greeks don't want to work for anybody. We want to work for ourselves. We want to be the boss, right? We have a hard time. You go to learn somewhere, but I think it's in our DNA. We're going to create things and work things. We're not scared to work, but I think it's a Greek thing.
Well, they're very entrepreneurial. As Dimitra mentioned, they're very entrepreneurial. Right. They're very creative. And they're hard workers. You put those three together, you're going to work for yourself a lot of the times. Right. And that what you mentioned also with, you know, people saying, oh, you're not working a 9 to 5, you're not working. I hear that all the time. It's like, open your mind just a tiny bit. There's a lot of things going on instead of sitting in a cubicle and typing in like numbers. Like there's a lot more going on in life. And you're a perfect example of that. Your hands are in so many things, and it's like, it's really cool. When I was reading your bio, I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff you're involved in, a lot of stuff that you're successful at, and it's very impressive. It's very cool. So you went to school for film. That was your major, and anything else you studied?
Well, I double majored in international film and media production, and then communication studies, and then I minored in Spanish.
Okay.
I did also go to music school, and that's where the singing comes in.
Right.
Geez,
because you were doing enough stuff. You were making films, you were figure skating, fundraising, and you thought, hey, I'm gonna, now you did something called, was it the COVID Valentine? That got a lot of traction, didn't it?
The quarantine Valentine.
Yeah.
Quarantine Valentine. And that's great. You know?
So
I saw this.
Tell
us
a little bit about that.
What's that?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Quarantine Valentine for the audience?
Okay, so this was a project that
I was going there, Forty, but thanks.
Yeah, I was like, he cut you off.
I was going there, and then Forty went off of my head.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, Angela, hold on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Angela, hold on. Vinita, tell us about quarantine.
I was just about to ask her, and Forty goes, "Excuse me, tell us about this."
Okay, am I good to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course you are. Yes.
So during the first few months of the pandemic, all ice arenas were shut down. So I was like, I need to find a way to skate. So I decided to reach out to Polyglide Ice, and I got some synthetic ice, and you literally like hammer this ice in. It's like with like rubber, like mallets, and it's like a plastic surface that you can skate on.
Oh, wow.
And so we shot the music video on synthetic ice.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's interesting.
So I can travel with this ice, and I can put it anywhere. I think our next plan is to like bring it out to Burning Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could go like nice tropical locations and skate around,
or somewhere where like you just wouldn't expect ice to be. Like is it a mirage or what is that? So yeah,
that's so cool.
And in the video, I skate in the desert as well. So yeah.
So this is a song that you wrote?
Yeah, I co-wrote it with my partner Nicholas Koznasik, and we released it under like an EDM name called Kitty Kitty.
Oh, nice.
but it's spelled Kitteh, kind of like the LOL cat
Oh,
Bible.
yeah.
So Kitteh. Yeah, it's fun to say the least.
So you're uh recording artist, you're a filmmaker, you're a skater. What else? What else are you?
I guess I'm a DJ now. I'm a girl DJ.
Oh,
Because
dude,
I had
okay.
to learn how to produce and mix for this track. I had a lot of downtime during the pandemic, so I was like, all right, what else can we add to the resume here?
That's awesome that you were so productive. You know, a lot of people were just like kind of sitting at home drinking and watching Netflix, and
I go
you're
crazy
like,
if I sit around for too long. I feel like I'm wasting time. So
yeah.
yeah, I always have to be doing something.
So would you perform your DJing and singing?
Yeah, we're hoping to do a live show of basically reenact the music video in the physical realm and in person with like a live show. Yeah.
Can we do a double header with Angelo and Dimitra? Get a show going in Boston, Footy?
Sure, I'm down for that.
That would be so
Do a
cool.
DJ show. Let's do it next year. I'm curious about Burning Man. Why would you take it to Burning Man? I think that's really dope. I don't think Forty and I already know what Burning Man is. You guys know what it is?
It's in the desert. I know that, and it's
It's people. A lot of people getting high in the desert. It's great. I've been to
the
one.
drugs. It's a lot.
I would love to see the skating rink in the middle of the ice flats. That would be so cool.
Yeah, they have roller rinks, but they've never had an ice arena out there. So I was like, oh, I gotta make that happen.
That'd be cool.
That would be a big hit.
Collaborating with other artists, and Burning Man is like an artist's playground. So that's definitely why I would want to go there, just to like make other connections and photo, video, all of that. It's kind of like it's a dream for any artist, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say also a content creator's dream, because you could probably get a lot of really cool footage with a lot of really cool characters.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're bringing something like a skating rink. I mean, I think that would be a big hit, because a lot of people wouldn't expect it. And a lot of people would be like, how the heck did she pull that off? Especially if they don't understand how it works. Yeah. I wouldn't have if you didn't explain it. So it's pretty interesting. That's so cool.
That's not bad. So let me ask you, Dimitra, so what are you planning on now? Like, what are your aspirations? Are you thinking now, do you want to get more into filmmaking now, making content? Are you thinking more pursuing the singing? I mean, everything kind of coincides with each other. Yeah. But I mean, what's your passion right now? What do you think would be the most thing that you want to pursue?
I'm definitely combining music and film. And in almost every music video, there has been an element of ice skating. It's almost like my signature touch. So I guess I would want to make those videos even bigger with a larger budget and have like backup dancers, maybe even incorporate like an entire synchronized skating team and have drones and whatnot. So that would be like my next big project.
That would be super cool.
Cool.
You gotta do the Burning Man thing. Bring drones to that as well. Any aerial shots from Burning Man would be so.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So
to go to Burning Man.
Oh, go ahead.
The music video actually, so part of it takes place in the desert, and then the other half takes place in a virtual reality realm. So it incorporates like fitness, and it's kind of like a DDR VR game that I'm playing.
Oh, wow.
So that's another goal of mine, is to like promote people to just be more physical and fit, and to pursue active lifestyles even within the quarantine. And like working out from home became really popular. So I was like, how can I find another way to inspire somebody to get moving from home? And VR is definitely an exodus for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be, I'm a tech guy for a long time, and I'm following a lot of what's happening, and it could go a couple of different ways, in my opinion. VR could be really helpful to a lot of issues, like kids who don't have the opportunity to do certain things. They could do it through the metaverse. People who are kind of like, shy, whatever, they could kind of like get out into the metaverse without actually physically doing that, and kind of ease themselves in. So there's a lot of positive things. But then like you watch a movie like, I don't know, like Wall-E or something, and it's like, or are we all just going to be sitting around with headsets on and and like deteriorating while living in this like fake universe. So I'm very interested in what that future is going to be. But having said that, you as an athlete,
moderation, right?
Exactly. But you as an athlete and a filmmaker and somebody who's getting into this, you know, you have to be one of those pioneers of like making sure like people like go that path, like do something positive with what's going to come with this metaverse stuff. And it sounds like these videos.
But Ari, don't you find the kids now, including Mike, they don't want to do anything. They want to sit in front of their iPads and play Roblox.
That's the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I agree with Dimitra in moderation. Because these kids don't want, you want to go outside and play? No. I want to play Roblox while I eat my chicken nuggets.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
That's why I haven't stopped skating, is because I knew that now more than ever was when I was the one that needed to keep going. Because if I stopped, everybody else would stop. There are a lot of little girls in Greece that look up to me. And eventually that's why I'm doing this, because I want that next girl to come up and kind of like take the throne. I'm waiting for that to happen, and I will gladly give that.
Good for you.
So that is my objective, is I want to just keep going until somebody like literally like, you know, takes me out, so to say.
Now, Dimitra, we grew up in hockey towns, right? Montreal, Boston, Chicago. Now, I was going to ask you that. Now, how are they in Greece? I know they have skating rinks in Thessaloniki, and there's some in Athens and some other places. What's the perception of it? Because ice skating isn't seen predominantly as something Greeks would normally do, but you brought it up to another level now, so.
I mean, it's been around since the 80s, honestly. Like, and most people just haven't attempted, or like, you know, I mean, it hasn't been an easy path for me to even get the chance to speak about it, because most people were like, oh, this is weird, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, well, maybe if I keep going long enough, somebody will actually care to talk about it. It snows in Greece. We have winter in Greece. It's shocking to me that everybody just focuses on the summer aspect of it. And it's great in the summer. You should definitely go. But as for winter tourism, even like I found some other guy, he runs, it's called Frozen Ambrosia. And he does ski documentaries in Greece because we have mountains. They're covered in snow. So I've just been finding all of these like niche winter sport enthusiasts in Greece. But I think it needs to just be advertised, and people just need to, you know, hear about it, because winter in Greece is real. Like, it's more real than it is in LA, if you ask me. But yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm Greek, and I've been to Greece many times in the winter. I've seen snow in Greece. But again, I never connected actual winter activities with Greece. It was like, oh my God, it's snowing. Like, what are we going to do?
I mean, they build outdoor ice arenas that don't melt in the winter. Like, I skated outside at the Stavros Niarchos Center. We did an event pre-pandemic, and we just all like performed, and there was like a huge crowd, and it was an outdoor ice arena that was just, so.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, here we go. We're spreading the word. This is just another outlet for this to get out. You know, hopefully, if anybody's watching and listening that doesn't know about it, now they do. So there you go. And it's really interesting. Again, I never really connected winter activities with Greece, because, like you said, summer is such a dominant thing for Greece and for the tourism that it's like there's no room for anything else. But there is room, and you know, the more people know, the better it'll be, I think.
And back to like inspiring kids to like, you know, stay fit, keep moving, and to be inspired and just move and, you know, be healthy, which is really hard right now. That's why I'm diving into this book, and I'm going to call it, you know, Dimitra Ice Skates, but eventually it's going to be a series, and Dimitra doesn't just ice skate, you know, Dimitra sings, Dimitra does this, and it's going to be like, oh, hey, what else can I do? How can I be like Dimitra? And I kind of like creating this character of myself for other kids to relate to, and especially young women, to just, you know, there's more than just marriage and kids. All right. Like that's a pillar for women in, you know, Greek culture. But I think that we need to tell other Greek women that they can do other things as well. And that's okay. And
absolutely,
when you hit 30, you're not starting to look old and you need to get pregnant. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, like the old,
Nia, you're old, Nia. You need to get married. You know, no, but you know, I like the idea that you're saying you're a positive role model for a lot of people. And that's, I very much admire what you're saying, because kids, especially now, I see it with my own daughter. It's a job of parents, but even people as yourself to position themselves. I'm sure you got a lot of kids in Greece now that are looking at you going, I want to do what she does.
Yeah.
And then, and that's what we need. We need those examples. And that's why the arts are so important. That's why making books and art and television and film and theater and comedy and music, we need that. That is how you carry things through, and that's what you're doing. You're encompassing that, and I saw that with Dimitra Ice Skates, and I could see that being like sort of like an animated series for kids, and I know you're dabbling in that too.
Yeah.
If she doesn't know anything about animation, she's gonna practice until she's a master animator.
I did an animation. I made one of those bumpers for the Twilight Zone for Greg Yatanitz for his company. Yeah, it's a little coffee cup. It's got like steam coming off of it. It's right after Monkey Paw, or before it. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be next to it.
So you are an animator, okay?
Yeah.
I was joking, but yeah, she's already an animator, so that's good.
I just really wanted to, be able to create content in all forms. And like, if I create a film, I can add a little bit of animation to it as well. And the music video, Quarantine Valentine, I did all of the VFX for that myself. And I just learned, YouTube tutorials, all of that. It was like, I just watched everything, figured out what I wanted to do, and made it happen. So,
wow. That's awesome. Can we talk a little bit more about the book?
Sure. Yeah.
So just give us what it is, how it came about, and what your future goal for this book is.
So it is going to be a portion of the proceeds are going to go towards charity. And then anybody that, I guess we're going to partner with GreekDonation.com, and anybody that donates over a set amount, we can figure that out later. We'll get a signed copy of the book, and I'm also going to do like a digital download as well if people want to just read it on their tablet.
Oh, cool.
There are a lot of illustrations, and it's going to include some activity pages. So like, I guess ages 5 to 9-ish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because what Angelo said before, you could be a great parent, but your parenting goes so far. When you have somebody who influences, somebody who kids could look up to, the parenting goes here, but you as an influencer or as somebody who affects kids, that'll take it to the next level. And this book seems like something that is going to accomplish that.
Like,
right?
I really want to make an impact on youth. Absolutely.
I mean, youth is everything. What do we have without youth? Like a bunch of old people sitting around and going nowhere. So yeah.
And we have these conversations amongst us with our children and the next generation. And, we worry about, what they will do in place of us. And, we're all collectively, as Greek Americans, Greek Canadians, making efforts to keep our culture alive, our language alive, our faith alive. But what will happen moving forward? Will all these approaches and initiatives actually set them up so they can actually follow through? And it takes, I think, special people like yourselves, Angelo, Ari, myself, and others to keep this going.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, I just got to add that your hair's looking really good, Forty. I got to tell you. Have you noticed his hair? I think Forty's getting it styled or something. He's got that rockabilly thing happening. I just want to say,
nice. My stylist changed it up. My stylist changed it up today.
You shaved like the kids there. You got the nice hair coiffed up.
Angelo, you need to let your hair grow again, Angelo, I think.
Oh no! When my hair was down on my shoulders here,
that monster mullet.
Pandemic craziness. Hey, let me ask you, Dimitra, how do you feel about them naming every variant of COVID after a Greek alphabet? Because this is really annoying me a lot. I want your take on this. What do you think?
I think it's actually really funny. I might have my TV set up so that you can see like the words at the bottom after they say what they're saying. And they were saying Omicron, and the writing at the bottom said McGraw, like McGraw. Yeah. And I was like, the McGraw strain. Okay.
The McGraw. Omicron.
It's interesting how they skip some letters too. They're not going straight through.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they choose.
Yes, because I was reliving my failed Greek school experience. So when I was going alpha, beta, so my wife's not Greek. She goes, "What is that?" I go, "No, they jump some letters here." Because the last one was gamma, right? Gamma, delta variant, and then from delta to omicron.
Where's
but
that?
They missed letters.
Yeah,
I agree.
Where's lambda?
Lambda.
Oh, that one they had, I think.
They did. It sounds familiar, so I think they did. But
see,
yeah, some of these variants didn't go anywhere, so they didn't make headlines. But they definitely did. They definitely did skip a few. But I don't know what the naming convention is. You know, I know how they do like hurricanes. It's like alphabetical.
Well, hurricanes by the initial, right?
Yeah.
K,
but with the variants, I have no idea. I mean,
well, the Greek. Hey, Dimitra, let me ask you: did you go to Greek school?
Absolutely.
You did it. Now, did you like it? Because I here's the thing now.
Okay, I was a nerd. I did like it. I was such a nerd. I like.
Did you like it?
Greek school backpack. I'm like the one kid.
I mean, did you expect anything else from somebody who's like a professional 18 things?
No, but Ari, here's the deal. I'm getting fan mail from Greece. I can speak Greek. I have a hard time reading it. I can see some of it.
Oh, okay.
And they think the guy goes, "Hold on. You can speak Greek, you do jokes in Greek, but when it comes to reading it, some of it I can make out. And if I lived in Greece, maybe." And the Greeks are always perplexed. They go, "How do you speak Greek and not read it right?" Because I went to Greek school. They kept throwing me out of Greek school because I just.
Well, it's a lot easier to speak a language than it is to read it, especially with like how difficult our alphabet is. It's not like Spanish. Some people can read Spanish, but they don't know like what it says. Whereas like I think Greek we have so many E's, like the ita and the ipsilon and the iota and then epsilon iota at the end of sometimes, or omicron iota.
Like everything.
Just gets, like orthografía is like hard. That's the hardest part for me.
Orthografía.
Yeah.
So iota, is it a letter or the name of a woman?
Both.
You ever heard that? Because you know that actually give me a great idea. I know a girl named Yota.
Yeah, me too.
And what's your brother's name? Epsilon? I don't know. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever met somebody named Yota?
Yeah, I got a cousin named Yota.
Yeah, Yota. So do I. So I'm thinking. So now that we say it, Yota could be based on a Greek letter, but it's also, is it Panayota, right? I think that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
But they shorten it to maybe
Yota as a
letter.
name is not, Yota's not the whole name ever, is it?
No, like Panayota.
No.
Yeah,
It's always the nickname of something. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's so funny to make those connections. And now I wanted to ask you, Dimitra, so you're doing this thing, this project that you're doing. Tell us about this thing with the helping the kids in Athens. I was very interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
There's some kind of a foundation that you're doing, right?
Well, it happened already. I partnered with the Greek America Foundation, and anybody that wants to do this right now, I think there's still like, you don't have to be a professional athlete. You can sign up and you
Right.
run or you bike or you swim, or I roller skated a 5K, and I raised money for the Eliza Society. And yeah, it's their hashtag Children of Greece campaign, and you can choose which charity you want to donate to or fundraise for, and you pick your date. And I did a virtual race because it was, all the races that I was signing up for kept getting canceled. And I was like, okay, well, this needs to happen. So basically I downloaded Strava and I like set a timer and timed myself, and I went on like Instagram Live, and yeah, it was fun.
That's great. So they can go to, and I think we'll put it in the end, they'll say GreekDonation.com, right? They can go to there to do it, that type of thing, yeah?
I don't think we haven't launched the campaign yet.
Yeah,
not yet. Okay,
hasn't happened yet, but all that information, all the relevant information, we will post once it's confirmed and settled and everything. Yeah.
And if anybody wants to support me in my training, I do have a GoFundMe page that's live right now, almost every day. So if anybody wants to donate to that, they can donate as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ari's good at that. He takes care of it.
We'll put all the information in the notes, that video and podcast, that people could support, visit what you're doing, support you.
Link if they just want. I mean, I have a Christmas album out, so that's in season right now, so you can listen.
Absolutely.
You performed an open heart surgery yesterday, I think, right? Because you studied for a week and you were able to execute
She
that
knows how to
successfully.
do it.
Yes, exactly.
Why not? Now,
But
along with all of Dimitra's things, can we also make a link to stop using the Greek alphabet for your stupid freaking COVID? I want to make that campaign. We should make that. I'll have Dimitra as a spokesperson going, "Hi, I'm Dimitra. I'm Greek. Stop using our letters
Yes,
because you're annoying us."
that'll go viral.
We
That'll go viral. We'll do it.
we should get
It'll go viral. I may just do a video of it. Say, stop it.
to get a petition going for us on that.
Yeah. That's so funny.
We gotta have fun. Let me ask you, Dimitra, when you're doing your stuff, how much fun do you like putting into your work sometimes? You know, because I saw some of your stuff. I noticed that you have a good edge on it too, but I think you got a great sense of humor. How important is it to keep that into your work sometimes?
Well, sometimes I could incorporate it more, but then you run the risk of people not taking you seriously.
Right.
That's our problem all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody takes us serious.
I think it's a fine line. And I think it's important, though. I think a lot of ice skaters also don't really give themselves that creative freedom. Mm-hmm. And yeah, some days, you know, it's like you'll just go to the rink and maybe I'll make a TikTok video. Why not? You know, it's like you can't be so serious. And yeah, I think that's just how you get bogged down and just lose.
Because you ever see you see them when they're skating, you know, they're so it's like they're so robotic and they're so tense, and I'm like, and sometimes I'm like,
I can be like that, but I also know when to turn that off, you know. And I think some people get stuck in work mode, so to say, and
good,
because you know it's not easy. It's not easy what you do. So you know, I imagine, you know, I've gone ice skating and I barely know how to do that, but like I'm focused. I'm like, don't fall, you know.
Yeah. So to be able to smile through a movement.
So I can imagine the easier you make it look, you know, the better you are as an ice skater, I think, because it's a difficult thing to do. And then if you make it look breezy and just like you're gliding, that's hard.
Yeah.
And then hopefully people realize that.
The character of the music, that's a whole other
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how I met Forty. That's how I met Forty, Dimitra. We were doing alternative dance.
Okay.
And they didn't appreciate us. And me and Forty were like, forget this. We're out of here. I'm not doing it. And I did it because I did Commedia dell'arte, which is the Renaissance plays that we studied from Italians. And we wear stockings and stuff. So they were meant to be serious, you know, because Signor Briganti, my daughter, Francesina, but it was also in the light of it, you know, and I find, especially, sorry, Fati, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Wasn't Blades of Glory based on you guys?
That was funny.
Did I remake that? Like
was hilarious.
Yes, you should remake that.
Blades of Glory Greek edition. Yeah.
The Blades of Glory Greek edition.
So can we ask like what? Let's talk about immediate future and then like kind of long-term future. What do you see? What do you have in store? What's going on in your immediate future? What are you wrapping up? What are you finishing? What are you working on? Are you building a house? What do you do? Like, you're like an architect as well? No,
that's my mom. My mom's
okay.
Really that. Yeah, of course. She was a math major, actually. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's impressive right there.
So, immediate future, next Sunday, I believe that's December 5th.
Sunday, I believe so.
At 6 p.m., Quarantine Valentine is having its encore screening at the City Film Festival. We premiered at Dances with Films at the TCL Chinese Theater in September. And yeah, this is our second screening there. And then we did also get into a festival in Greece. Now, I don't know with COVID if that's going to be an in-person screening or online. But it's called the Athens International Digital Film Festival, AIDFF.
Wow.
So that's in 2 weeks. They haven't said exactly, you know, they haven't released a schedule for that yet.
If it is in person, are you going?
We'll see. I don't know. It depends on again, what the variant situation is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
All of that was recent news, and
yeah.
It'll be a tough. It'll be a tough.
Yeah.
It'll be tough variant.
Oh, man.
Let's just get to the Zeta and then,
and be done with it. Yeah.
And then they're going to go to Egyptian hieroglyphics.
By Zeta, he meant Omega, guys. That's what he
Omega.
actually meant. That's
Yes.
the last letter.
Okay, so that's immediate future. Now, what's a little more long-term things going on?
I might be coming to New York
Oh, cool.
for some
What do you-
holiday shows, holiday skating. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. And yeah, it's hard to predict anything further than New Year's.
That's the
I guess,
thing. Yeah.
because of COVID.
That's true.
We're so used to like asking people, oh, what are you going to do? What's going on next year? And this and that. But
I try
now
to
it's
just
like, you can't
Take it
really
day
do
by
that.
day because I don't want to get too excited about something because next
Yeah.
month it might get canceled. So
Listen,
So
if
true, isn't it?
if there's anybody that's going to be stuck at home, I hope it's you, because you'll probably like, I don't even know what you'll do, but it'll be something productive to humanity. So that'll be awesome.
thank
No
you.
kidding. But I think that we're only as good as we can only throw the ball as long as the field's going to let you go, right? Because everybody's in that situation now, and everybody's caught. Do you find? I think there's a lot of caution now, especially with film festivals and comedy festivals and stuff, because nobody wants to make the commitment because we were going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden it's like all this happened.
Yeah.
So,
Well, right before the pandemic happened, I was supposed to fly out to Thessaloniki with the Greek Heritage Society of Southern California because our
That's right.
feature documentary got into the Thessaloniki Documentary
That's right.
Festival, which is one of the biggest documentary festivals in the world.
Mhm.
And that would
Yeah.
have been incredible, but unfortunately it went virtual. But I was really glad that I was super Greek about booking my flight. So I waited until the very last minute. And then they canceled the festival. And I was really happy that I hadn't booked my flight because then, some people didn't get reimbursed. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was Thessaloniki. That was a great guys, have you seen we've had Shelley. Shelley's been a guest on Connecting Greeks. And it was a wonderful documentary. It was a whole team, of course, with Shelley and yourself and the other lady escapes my name right now. I can't remember, but what a great team. And I'm going to tell you, these super Greek women in LA, they get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, I remember what I said when I got up there, I go, they get it done. Like the festivals, the things, like I was so impressed because, the guys are kind of lost and you see all these people working together. And I'm like,
it was kind of crazy that we were an all-female team and all Greek men. And I thought that was like just the coolest thing that could have like.
I mean, do you guys use that? Yeah. Do you guys use that in the marketing? Like, I think that'll go a long way.
I've been using the hashtags like women in film and all of that. I think so. It was pretty cool. We got to work with Olympia Dukakis too, right before she passed, like 2 years before that. And I'm just really happy that I even got to meet her, and because she was somebody that I was inspired by, So, yeah.
Olympia,
she's a real nice lady,
amazing lady.
Nice lady.
My mom back in '74 worked with Mike Dukakis, and she met Olympia. Yeah. She was like, "What an amazing woman!" And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but one of my all-time top 10 movies is Moonstruck. Olympia,
100%.
Olympia, it's the most quotable movie. Like, I quote that movie all the time, and nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about ever. But Olympia Dukakis, Olympia Dukakis in that movie was amazing. I mean, a treasure.
I mean, she's like, she was Spitfire, even when she was like kind of like weak and frail on set. She's like, I can't do it, but I'm going to keep going, And I was like, that's inspiring to me.
Yeah.
So,
she's really funny. I met her at the Greek America Awards and when I hosted it in New York at the Carnegie Hall. I was backstage with her. I'm sitting beside her. And I said, Olympia, she goes, all right, because she's such a Boston girl,
Yeah.
And she goes, let's just take a selfie. She goes, you remind me of my uncles growing up. She's such a broad, And she's an Academy Award winner. Like, no joke. she's a real deal, you know,
She's
and
a real deal.
she's a real deal. She's such a nice lady to do all that stuff. And I know that she's good friends with Greg Pappas, and we're gonna get Greg on the show too as a guest, and all these other people. And I think it's great. And it's nice, you know, it's nice to see that the Greeks are embracing this. And I noticed this even in Hollywood with the LA Greek Film Festival and all these other things that you see, for the most part, because, you know, sometimes there's a negative stigma that Greeks don't help Greeks. And that's why we do this. And part of it was because we had COVID, we didn't know what to do with ourselves. and then now, and it's gone on to do, and I think a lot of people, some people are hesitant to come on because they think, oh, there's a comic and a couple of guys, but then they realize that at the end of the day, the objective for us is to get other people to hear what you do and see what you do and connect. And that's the whole idea of the connect, you know, and then they can see Forty's hair, how great his hair is.
It's not just Forty's hair, it's his voice too. He has a very
and it's his voice, you know.
Yeah.
But that's we've been chugging along here, Dimitra. We're gonna what we do now is I'm gonna pass it off to the guy with the good hair. I mean Ari's got good hair too, you know.
Yeah,
my hair.
I got like Adam Sandler hair. Sorry.
Ari's got that sort of like Matt Damon thing happening. I don't know. He's got the Serpico thing. I don't know what's going on with Ari today. He thinks he's like in a 70s cop movie.
But you know, Zoom made me lazy, and I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, you look good, buddy. You look good. You look good. But Forty asks that this is the Forty part of the show, I think.
Yeah.
And then Ari takes it.
All right, Dimitra, get ready, and get your thinking cap on, because Forty's going to ask you some questions now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well, Dimitra, I just want to say on behalf of all of us, this was great. You're very inspiring. I hope that for those that do watch this segment, you know, you send the message directly to the youth about,
Absolutely.
you know, you can do whatever you put your mind to it. And
Forty, you have 2 young daughters.
I have 2 young daughters.
Make sure they watch this,
and they're definitely gonna watch it. I want them to get the book. I want you to, you know, obviously sign it for them. And you know, they're also in the beginning stages of getting ready to ice skate because they're 6 and 9. So we're at that point where ice skating is going to become a thing. I never ice skated myself. So I was going to ask you, is there still hope for guys of our age to ice skate?
Yes, I teach adult classes. Absolutely.
Even
yes,
after 50?
40, you have to learn to walk first. We said this already.
Yeah, but maybe skating is easier than walking.
Maybe.
It is.
Right. But Dimitra, this is the part of the segment where we get to know you a little more deeper as far as who you are as a person, right?
Well, the Greek side of of Connecting Greeks guests. You mentioned about health and the fact that, you know, you want to stay healthy. Being Greek, though, in our food culture, that's a little challenging, right? And being that both parents are Greek, I'm sure there's great dishes that you grew up with in the household. Can you tell us your favorite and least favorite Greek food growing up?
Oh my God, there's so many. Okay, my favorite, but it's totally unhealthy. Pasticcio, hands down. My yaya's pasticcio is the best.
Hands down.
I do also really like dolmades, but with the meat inside, not just chicken ones. Yeah, I think those would be my top 2. I mean, I like paputsatya also, though. Those are pretty good.
I love paputsatya.
You know, eggplant is healthy, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can find health in anything, and what about your least favorite?
It's oh my God, I can't stand tarama.
Whoa.
Really?
What?
I don't like it. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Yeah.
I could see
why.
it. I don't know. I don't abide by it, but I could see it.
Yeah.
So it's not totally crazy. You're not totally crazy, Dimitra.
Some of the negatives we've got was
Matzah.
Bamias has been popular for the least favorite.
Bamias, man.
I guess it's a textural thing. I don't know.
Yeah, bamias are slimy.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so tarama. All right, excellent. Moving on to the second question, Dimitra. As Greeks, we're very sharp and clever, and we like to, make fun of situations. So we have a lot of sayings, right? Any sayings growing up as a kid that really resonated or stuck with you from your parents?
Oh my God.
They could be PG-13 if that's okay.
No, they could be R, they could be anything. My mom
Doesn't
was
matter,
all R.
man. We're not.
I mean, tamatia de katesera.
Ah, there she
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that was from my papu. Yeah, like you got to always be on the
You
lookout.
have to.
Before you leave the house.
Watch your back.
Except Foti's mom screwed it up. She used to tell him Matia ekato because she didn't trust them at all.
Yeah. I don't think that was enough. So anything else?
I think that's like the main one.
Main one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think sometimes we're on the spot, it's a little challenging, but I'm sure after you'll come.
I'll probably think of some later.
Right?
Yeah.
Later?
Oh, you definitely will. It's really hard to think because I was putting myself in the position of the guest, and I was like, I have like a million of them, but if somebody asked me right on camera, especially, I'd be like, I don't know. But
yeah.
But Matia de Catesa is a good one.
Excellent. And then the last question we're going to ask you, Dimitra, is that as Greeks, we are superstitious in most aspects of our lives. Is there any superstition that you still live by?
Well, she's an athlete, so I bet you she does.
Yeah, well, if I had like a bad practice, my mom would think that Ime Matiasmeni or something.
Yeah.
She'd call up my yaya na Mexa Matiasi and like put a little mati on me and like make sure I'm wearing it to keep the evil eye away.
Well, like you're a smart person, you're an intelligent person, you're an educated person. Do you feel that's ever actually worked, or do you just like kind of humor
Go with
them?
the flow?
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
No, it works. It works.
Yeah, it works.
It works. 100%. Sorry. I know Dimitra will say it. She doesn't be weird. I'm telling you, it works. It does work. I do samatias. I know all about this. Trust me. I come from a family of gypsies.
Maybe if I'm trained to do it, then I'll believe in it. If I get, if I know how to like next samatias with somebody, like I don't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like,
Well, Angelo,
yeah.
Do people call you on the fly if they can't
They
find
still
anybody?
do. Yes.
Do they? Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Is that something
We'll do a show on that. It's a whole thing.
What did you say?
The monastery. Yeah.
Yes,
I
you definitely should. Absolutely.
Wait. What did you say?
Is it something a young person can even do, or is it that it's like a Greek yaya thing?
Yes.
It's like after a certain age, then you have the magical powers.
Yeah.
It's one day of the year at the monastery. Man tells a woman, woman tells a man, and it's a chant. But you can't. It's not something. And I know. Look, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. You'll be surprised. Who calls me? You'll be shocked if I told you. I can't say who it is.
You have
be
to
shocked.
How about, I got an idea.
No.
I got an idea.
But
Could we do a segment where people call in this show and
Yeah, you.
No, I wouldn't do it like that. No, that doesn't work.
Do it that way?
It doesn't work.
Damn.
That would be
Right
great.
over Zoom.
The minute you commercialize it,
it
takes
okay.
away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we won't charge them for it. We'll do it for free.
But you see, Dimitra, it's a phenomenon. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
And my wife's Armenian, but you'd be shocked. Nobody talks or admits it. You'd be shocked who calls me. And they found out how I could do this from my mom and my yaya. And my mom's family, Mikrashotes, from Smyrna, Izmir, from all those guys. There was gypsies and stuff from that lineage. So the Spartan side of the family hated that stuff.
Yeah.
But the other sides were all spooky freakies, right? That's all they are.
Oh, wow.
We'll talk about it another time.
Yes. But those were all the questions that we had for you, Dimitra. Thank you so much for answering those.
Thank you.
That is so funny. Well, Dimitra, impressive. I don't get intimidated easily, but when I was reading about you today, I was like, oh, I don't know what to ask this person. She's so much smarter and better at everything than I am. So I'll just go with the flow.
Relax.
But on behalf of Foti and Angelo and myself, we thank you so much for taking the time. We know you're busy. We want you to stay in touch, and we'll want to have you on the show again. Anytime you have something to promote, let us know. Well, actually, before I sign off and thank you, can you just give us like website, Instagram handle, social media, whatever you want? I'm gonna put it in the notes, but can you just tell us?
So you can find me on social media at Dimitra Korri, Dimitra Korri. I also have a website, dimitrakorri.com, and you can find me under that same name on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, pretty much. Yeah.
Perfect. Like you made it easy. They know your name. They know all your handles and everything about you. So that's awesome. So again, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it. You are doing wonderful things. You're amazing, talented young woman, and I hope everybody that watches it is inspired, but especially the young girls, because there's so many within our circle ourselves, and I know so many that I'm going to show this segment to and tell them about you. And like I said, Foti's daughters, awesome. Angelo's daughter, all of us are inspired by this, and we want to thank you again.
Thank you so much.
So Foti, thank you so much, Foti. Angelo, as always, I don't know where you are.
Thanks, Dimitra. Thanks, guys.
You're drifting somewhere out in the Pacific, I think. Hopefully, we'll get you back soon.
The Atlantic now, whatever.
Oh, Atlantic. All right.
Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah.
Last week was Pacific. Now it's Atlantic.
So thank you again, Dimitra. And we want to thank everybody out there for watching and listening. All her information will be in our notes. And we will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.